You are a brand new real estate agent and you're trying to figure out what to do. So in this video, we're going to go over your first 30 days, what you should be doing in your first 30 days getting into real estate. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Let's go. Hey guys, how you doing? It's Sascha Chatman, your favorite real estate agent here in DFW, EXP Icon agent here, and I want to go ahead and just drop some real quick knowledge for brand new real estate agents because I get this question all the time from my mentees, people I bring into EXP, and they always ask me, what do I do now? I have my license. What do I do? So let's talk about this real quick. Your first 30 days, there's a couple things you need to do, okay? First things first, you need to learn the business, okay? You definitely need to learn the business up front. So what are the things that's super important that you need to learn, okay? Number one, you need to learn your contract, okay? You need to learn the real estate contract in your local area. There's basically 3 contracts you need to know. The one that helps you execute a deal, so how to put a deal together, you need to understand that particular contract and all the major addendums you're going to get with that. So some of the major addendums that you're going to be using right now as I make this is October 13, 2021. Here in Texas, we need to know the 1 to 4 family contract. We need to understand the third-party financing addendum. We need to understand the HOA addendum. You're going to need to understand the appraisal addendum. Those are some of the ones that you're going to see like every single time. So make sure you go to your training to get that. Now, if you're part of my downline, you have access to that. I do these 13, 15, 18-minute videos that goes over each one of the contracts for you. So if you're in my downline and you're watching this video, it is in the course that I have created for you when you first onboard to EXP, okay? Now, for those who are not part of my downline and you're part of EXP, we have a contract training class in our state of Texas twice a week here. In other states do the exact same thing. For those who are not a part of EXP, I'm sure your brokers have some type of training on the contracts in your local area. And if you don't have that from your particular brokerage, you're in trouble. You need to find a place that's actually going to teach you how to do this thing. But that's something you need to understand is the contract that helps you execute. The second contract you need to understand is the buyer's representation agreement. You need to be able to do a buyer's rep. You need to make sure that an individual that you're working with can sign a buyer's rep and you can properly explain it. When you first meet someone and you're trying to get them to sign a buyer's rep, if you can articulate it well and they sign a 5-page document, a 10-page document, no matter how long it is, or 2 pages, they start losing confidence in you. And you need to be able to explain that to them, okay? So you definitely need to do that. Number 3. A listing agreement. If you're going after listings, you definitely need to understand how to structure a listing agreement and what are the do's and the don'ts with that. Once again, for the folks in my downline, I've already done these videos for you to explain the listing agreement, how I do mine, and the buyer's representation agreement along with the 1 to 4 family contract. So if you're watching this, go check out the course I created for you, your onboarding course. All the contract stuff is going to be in there. Now, that is paramount and important. Now, I don't know everybody's area that you're in, but you need to understand if there's other documents that are needed in order for you to do real estate, you need to get that stuff done. For example, here in Texas, we have the information about brokerage services, which is the document we're required to give to anyone we talk to about real estate. And we're supposed to give that document to them as soon as we meet them or have a conversation, and we're supposed to have that done. So that is number 1. You need to get a good understanding of the documents that you're going to need in order to attract and attain business and also to execute deals to do business. That is by far the number 1 thing you need to learn in the first 30 days. Number 2, you need to make sure you meet all the requirements that are needed, okay? For example, here in Texas, let's just talk about email signatures. We are required to have 2 documents on our emails, the consumer protection notice and the information about brokerage services. So no matter what state that you're in, you need to make sure you have those particular notices on your information, okay? You need to have it on your email signature, and you need to understand how to do that. It's not that hard how to do it, but you still need to know how to do it. It's basically linking the signed document from your Google Drive and doing it from that perspective. In fact, like I said, I'll go ahead and make a video to show you guys how to do that. I don't know every state. I don't know what every state is that you have to do, but you should learn that from your local brokerage in the local area, and you should be able to at least take a document and link it onto your Google Drive that it can come over into your email signature without a problem. Okay, that should be a skill that you just know how to do. Okay, so make sure you have all your compliance stuff done up front, whether it be in your email signature, whether you need that on your Facebook page, your Instagram. Make sure you understand these required documents by your state and what you actually have to do with that, and then make it ready. Number 3, you got to get some marketing out there from the get-go. And I'm just talking about the basic stuff. And I can't tell you how many times I see folks that don't have the basic stuff. Some of the basic stuff that I'm talking about is just a real estate profile. Okay, do you have a profile on Zillow? Do you have a profile on Realtor.com, Homes.com, okay, or any other major players in your market? Those are national players, but if there's other major players, you need to have a real estate profile and bio ready to go. You need to definitely have your bio. You need to have a real estate resume. All that information, just start putting that together so you look more professional, and rightfully so, people can find you. Now, let's talk about this whole Zillow thing, because agents fight me on this. Well, I don't want to be on Zillow. I'm not telling you to go buy leads. I'm telling you to be on the #1 website in real estate in the country. Let's keep it real. They're #1. They are #1 by and far. They're the biggest. They put the most money out there, and the public will not stop going to Zillow. Why should you not be on Zillow and be found on there? Right? So make sure you have a profile built on Zillow, Realtor.com, and at least Homes.com, and any other sites that are out there for your area. Okay, so make sure you have that done, and go ahead and come up with a bio for yourself. I understand if you haven't sold houses yet, but you can at least tell your story of why you got into business and what your expectations are and what you're trying to accomplish. So make sure you have your marketing done and ready to go. Okay, number 4, we're talking about marketing still. Social media. You need to have your information, the exact same information, on your social media. You need to get that stuff set up. Okay, so you're going to get a Facebook business page. If you plan on running ads, you need a Facebook business page. Okay, same thing with Instagram. Now, there's a big debate. Do you have a Instagram business page and Instagram personal? I have one. I mean, at one point I was trying to do multiple pages, and it was just a nightmare and way too much for me to manage. So I do conduct my business on my personal Instagram, and business really just one. I have another profile out there I haven't touched in God knows how long. But you have to make that determination for yourself. A lot of people say, well, I just want to put my business over here, my personal over there. Let's keep it real, child, please. If you're going to sell somebody's house, they're going to look you up. Wouldn't you? Think about that, wouldn't you? I'm not going to go to your business page to see you be all professional. I'm going to go check you out on your personal page to see if you wilding out, if you're drunk, if you're acting crazy, if you're saying some crazy political stuff. I'm going to look at all of that, which brings me to number 5. Clean that stuff up. Okay, if you out there wilding out and you saying some crazy stuff, off the wall stuff, you can push certain people away from you, and you may attract certain people towards you. So that's up to you how you want to run your business. But I'm not saying I'm not a politically correct person. Let me just say that. And I'm not saying you need to be politically correct, but you ain't got to be foolish. All right. There's a difference between being politically correct and being straight up foolish. You find your balance. But I will tell you, if you're out there on some crazy stuff, there are repercussions for what we say, freedom of speech and everything else for that. But my grandfather told me a long time ago, every man is accountable for his own words. So if you're going to say some stuff, be ready to back that up, and be ready for the blowback that comes to your business. Be ready for that, because it will come back and bite you in the butt. So get that stuff cleaned up as well. As you're going through your social media, here's the deal. You don't have to be everywhere. Just do what you like. If you are big on TikTok and you love TikTok, do real estate on TikTok. People sell houses off of TikTok all the time. If you're Instagram, do the gram. If you're on Facebook, do Facebook. If you're on LinkedIn, do LinkedIn. You can make it in any social media. Just be you and authentic and do what you want to do from that perspective. Okay? But you got to get that down. All right? Now, let's talk about some skills that you need to have. I think we're on number 5, maybe we're on number 6, but whatever. So, skills. Here's some skills that you got to get down. Number 1, you need to learn that MLS. If you cannot run and do the MLS in your area, that is a problem. The MLS is our lifeblood as real estate agents. You need to know how to do the MLS, period. You got to know how to do it. You got to understand it. And you got to know how to create different searches and send your clients up. If you're using the MLS to send out homes, you need to understand how to do that. And you need to have a set routine on how to get that done, right? And how to check that and make sure that it's set up. When you set your MLS up, you need to go ahead and set up your signature. You need to set up your landing page with the MLS. There's a lot that goes with the MLS. So you should be going through the MLS training with your local board and making sure you get a good understanding how to do that. In fact, we have to complete training here at my local board in order to even get access to the MLS. And then there's other things that we can get from there going forward. Okay. Now, one more thing when it comes to MLS, well, it goes into another skill. The second skill I would say you need to learn is how to run comps. You got to understand how to run comps. I can't tell you how many agents that I coach and I talk to who've been in the game for 3 to 5 years and have no freaking clue how to run comps. What? Man, this is what we do. Okay? Imagine going to a mechanic, right? And they don't know, and you're trying to get your car fixed and taken care of, and they have no idea how to check your brake fluids or any of your fluids for your vehicle. You gonna trust them? You'd be a fool if you did, right? So why would somebody trust a real estate agent who can't explain the value of their home that they're trying to list or the value of the home that they're trying to buy? This is the single biggest transaction that everyone's going to make. Learn how to run comps. And you need to learn how to run comps in multiple ways. You need to be able to do a quick CMA MLS. You can learn to do a detailed CMA MLS. A little clunky. I don't care for it. There's RPR. You can do it off of KV Core. It does it if you have KV Core. You can do Cloud CMA. There are a plethora of ways. There's HomeBot. You just need to know how to do it. And you need to know multiple ways of running comps, because one system goes down, then what are you going to do? You need to know that. You definitely need to know that. Okay? Let's move on to another skill. We talked about learning the contracts. Now you got to be able to write the contract. You need to learn how to use your contract writing software. Okay? And what that means is, can you write contracts in Dotloop? Can you write contracts in SkySlope? Whatever it is, or DocuSign, are you able to do that? And yes, you need to learn multiple contract softwares as well, because when it goes down, you still need to be able to do that as well. Let's talk about scheduling. You need to figure out your schedule. You desperately need to figure out your schedule early in your real estate career. So are you going to be in a schedule in terms of, if you're part-time versus full-time? Let me just say that. So if you're part-time, you definitely have to live by a schedule, because you have less time to do this to reach your goals. So you need to figure out how to block your schedule off. When are you going to be lead generating? When are you going to be doing money generating activities? And you need to kind of get that stuff completely figured out of what you're going to do and when you're going to do it. Okay, that is super, super important. And a lot of folks who get started in a business, they get crippled by that, because it's going to do one or two things. It's going to cripple your capacity if you don't figure out your schedule, because you don't have as much time or you're not using your time wisely. And if you don't get your capability up at the same time, now you're going to be even less productive. So I see people who start struggling with one deal at a time or 2 deals at a time. You need to learn how to work multiple deals at a time. For example, I was only comfortable doing 1 deal at a time. Then I got myself up to 3 deals. I said, okay, I can handle that. Then 5, 7, next thing you know, I'm handling 10 deals at a time without a problem. And then it got to the point like, okay, now it's time to get a transaction coordinator. Let's talk about that. Okay, I know a lot of people want to jump on and get a transaction coordinator to save them time. Okay, don't disagree. I have one. But I am personally not that crazy about brand new agents getting a transaction coordinator. And the reason for that is, you don't understand how to write your own contracts yet. If you understand how to write contracts, great. But keep in mind, you're responsible for that listing agreement, that buyer's rep agreement, everything that buyer or seller signs. It's your responsibility. So you need to understand what they're signing, how to explain it. If you go to court, your TC not coming with you. That'd be on you. Okay? And you need to make sure you understand that. At the same time, when you do have a TC, you want to make sure you're watching over what they're doing, because you are responsible for it. Okay, last but not least, leads. How will you get your leads? What are your lead generation pillars? Have you gotten that figured out yet? because you need to understand how you're going to generate leads and how you're going to keep your business moving. Bottom line, everything works and everything doesn't work. It's about how you execute it. There are certain things that we have to do. That just makes sense as a real estate agent. You know, we need to be visibly known. We need to be seen. We need to have a website put together. I left that one off. Definitely get your website together ASAP, okay? But how you want to lead generate makes sense. You want to do expireds, FISBOs, open houses, you name it. You want to do Facebook, Google ads. You got to get that figured out. I suggest 5 and only 5 ways of generating leads to start your business. And that's it. And get that going. Get really good at a couple of those things and see which ones make sense, which ones you actually like, and go from there. All right, guys, I hope you like this particular video. I just want to go ahead and get some knowledge from brand new agents out there who are struggling, trying to figure out what do they do when they first get started in the game. If you are struggling, if you don't have any help in how to do this, you maybe want to book a free one-on-one session with me, and I can give you a free consultation to tell you how to do this and try to coach you, okay? Also, guys, I do have a course that I sell for brand new agents. It's called I Just Got My License, Now What? In which we go into these things in depth, and I'm showing you how to get this whole thing started and going. The link is going to be down in the description as well. If you're curious about that course, you want to try it out, have at it. It's right there, and I am coaching you through this whole thing. If you're curious about EXP, hit me up, schedule a last chat session, and we can talk about that as well. All right, make sure you like, share, subscribe, leave your comments down below, and I hope that you're out there selling houses. Go make it a good day. Peace.